said, this is the brand of this drone is Skydio. It is our American-made drone per se. The military also has a variant of this drone. Specifically, the U.S. Army just took some deliveries of this specific type drone. But everything that we would need comes in this little case. It looks like a standard quadcopter drone, correct? This is the controller. It's literally just a Galaxy phone inside of a huge shell that allows us to control it. Quite simply, just turn the controller on. Then I'll come over here to the drone.
Oh, that's bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, right. This is one of our workhorses. It doesn't need to be big at all. Right? Quadcopter drone, pretty simple. You think of a drone, this is probably what you're thinking of. This exact design right here, or probably one of the DJI Phantoms. Take off the gimbal guard. The camera itself, notice there's multiple different lenses. There's a wide angle lens, a telephoto lens, so we're used to zoom in, and then the other thing is the thermal camera. Right, so it has multiple different cameras. As a matter of fact, we can actually change this camera into another payload system if we really wanted to when they develop more. This little thing right here, even though we have thermal capabilities, we sometimes like to see. So if we find something with thermal, we want to light it up, and this is a really good light. It's essentially a mini helicopter, you know, with the spotlight up. We'll fly at 400 feet, we'll shine the light, zoom down, and it will identify anything and everything that we need to see. We have IR, infrared light, that allows us to fly at night, so it still has obstacle avoidance at night, so we don't fly into trees. This is the battery itself. Nothing too impressive, it's just a battery. Another attachment that I don't have with me in this case right now, and it goes on this side, is actually a speaker. So what I can do is, if I am flying somewhere and I need to announce certain things to people, I will then speak into the controller, of which it will then project out via the drone. We've used that for operations and stuff like that. Sometimes we'll utilize it for, and this is another case of point of real thing, people who are suicidal that want to jump off bridges and stuff like that, we want to communicate and stuff with them. We can communicate with them via the speaker that way on the drone, because officers might not be able to get to them, but the drone is able to get to them. So we've also done that. So that's that for the drone. Nothing else too special. Let me go ahead and power it up. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to take it up only to head level, and I don't want to go any further higher because of the airspace around here. Like I said, if there's a helicopter or anything else at our head levels, we probably have a bigger problem that we'd have to deal with. So I just wanted to demonstrate you guys the thermal features and the zoom features on the drone itself.
Yeah.
Take a second to connect.
That's why we're making a movie.
It's going to take off, do 360 on its own to just essentially gather its location. And that's that. So one of the cool things about this drone is it actually has LTE, 5G LTE. You guys know what that is, right? That's your phone signal. So there's a SIM card built into the drone, SIM card built into the controller that allows me to fly over LTE. So essentially, if my buddy is in California and he decides to turn the drone on and my controller is here, guess what? I can fly the drone while I'm in California while I'm flying from here. Or, like a video game on my laptop, I can fly via the laptop and the drone could be somewhere else. So that's one of the cool things about this. As of right now, I'm flying under radio frequency, so it's control of the drone, so it doesn't make it too wild. Another thing is, too, is when I go on scene of a call and my boss wants to see what I see, I hate it whenever I'm standing right here and buddy's like looking over my shoulder and constantly telling me what to do. It can be a little annoying, right? So what I'll do is I will send a link straight to your phone, and you'll be able to pull it up with your phone and watch the live stream. So that way, no one's looking over my shoulder, constantly telling me what to do and bother you. Because obviously, I want to stay focused on the mission. So I'll show you the thermal first.
They always do. Yeah, they always do.
Right now it's on white hot. Anything that is warm, it glows a lot whiter. Yeah. So that is what we see when we're looking at thermal imaging. So it can be completely pitch dark and black outside right now, and you guys will still see all of this on the drone itself. We can change the color palettes. So if we wanted something that's a specific temperature range to show a certain color, we can do that to help us be able to identify something a lot easier. So that's one thing. The other thing is the zoom camera.
Should have gotten a better shot of the screen.
Can someone read me the license plate that's on top of that trailer over there? No idea.
Actually, yes, I can.
Get it? Zooming in?
Unfortunately, I can't fly it up high and do this, but it's the same principle. That's what it looks like. Obviously, you can't read it with your own naked eye, but...
Yeah. I have the technology. But I have the technology.
So,
Yeah, listen to that. This is good.
a very versatile drone can fly basically limitlessly, can look at things at night with thermal vision, and be able to zoom in and see things from far away. Now, in the demonstration that wasn't in controlled airspace, what I would do is I would have a partner who'd fly the drone and hide it somewhere in the sky, show you guys your image on the screen, and be like, find the drone. And most of the time people can't find the drone because they don't know where it is. When the drone is a quarter mile away, you barely hear it. I'm sorry, you don't hear it, and you barely see it. So we use the environment to our advantage when it comes to that. So, with that being said, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. I'll take any last minute questions, and then we'll be done.
What's the cost in that typical unit?
Yes. Anyone want to take a guess at how much this one is?
65,000.
7,000.
No, it's
About 10.
Get it out like this. It's 25 grand.
25.
$25,000. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there an operating cost?
I'm sorry.
Is there an operating cost that comes with it?
The only thing is our charging. So electricity, whatever that is.
Payroll.
But yeah, there's no operating cost, and that's why the sheriff's office is a little bit more willing to spend a little bit of money on it. Like, oh wow, it drove for 25 grand. It pales in comparison to a $2-3 million helicopter that you have to buy jet fuel costs and stuff like that for.
7 or 8 million.
Yeah, so we will visually inspect it about every quarter or so. But I mean, the guys, every time they pick it up, they see it and stuff like that. Obviously, if there's a crash or a minor ding, then we will replace it. We have replacement props and stuff like that. But any major repairs, we'll usually rely on the manufacturer to do that. And so we have to keep logs on our maintenance and stuff like that. We don't like to get into the intricacy of messing with the boards and soldering and stuff like that. We let professionals deal with that. You know, we just fly the drones.
Is there a warranty on that?
Yeah, so I guess that goes into your operating costs. We do pay for insurance costs on it. So it's usually we pay for 3 years of insurance up front. And typically speaking, in about 3 years, it's obsolete technology anyways.
Right.
And then we buy a new drone with another warranty on top of that.
Gotcha.
So,
How fast is it?
Okay, in a second. Yes, it's a proprietary charger to the actual specific battery, yeah, unfortunately. Companies, they have to make money, they like to make money, so they'll make proprietary stuff. I think someone asked how fast it goes. Typically about 40 miles per hour. With the wind to the back of it, it'll go a little faster, but typically we're not having to fly. No one runs over 40 miles per hour, so we don't have to fly it that fast. Yes?
So if someone threw a Bible at that again, does that come out of the, like, who has to pay for that?
Yes, so that's what the warranty that we pay for is. It's
Insurance,
accidental.
that's the insurance.
Yeah, insurance basically. So we've already paid for insurance of it, so I guess technically it comes out of our pocket. But they'll just send us a new drone.
The suspect doesn't get charged?
The suspect gets charged with criminal mischief. So whatever the courts decide to do with that, they can try to recover the cost, but most of the time they probably have much bigger charges that they're going after if we're flying a drone inside of a house to go get them anyways. So a criminal mischief charge is very, very small compared to whatever they're actually getting.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever dealt with any counter drone technology other than a Bible?
Yeah. So we ourselves haven't had counter drones things put on us. We have played Red Hat a couple of times for the Navy at Mayport and NAS Jax over off of Roosevelt. We'll fly the drones in a scenario, and they would respond to our, like, we would be in op force, and they would try to, you know, take our drones down and stuff like that. But when it comes to being outside, besides people throwing stuff at the drone, we've never had really any sUAS done on us per se.
So outside DOD, nobody has come up with anything?
Not to us, not to us. Now they're obviously, you know, DOD, they have like EMP guns and stuff like that they utilize. It's hit or miss. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it doesn't. We've had the drone be flying 200 feet over the gun, and it still wouldn't lock onto our drone. So it's a hit or miss technology right now, but it's definitely out there and it's definitely being used. Now, no one asked this, but we do sUAS as well. We don't actually take the drones down, but we have active systems in certain areas of Jacksonville that will detect and that will track drones, specifically where the drone's going, where it has been, where the controller is, where the pilot is, where it took off, for investigative purposes, or when there's a bunch of TFRs up for, let's say, the Jags game or something like that. You know, we'll utilize that system to essentially enforce the TFR when it comes to that. But, you know, we're not going to come slap the drone out of the sky or shoot a net at it or anything like that. At least not yet. You know, but obviously you see where the way that the world is going, it's going to be a matter of time before, you know, some bad people do some really bad stuff to where we're going to have to take actions in our own hands. Yes?
Have you ever had to use the drone in an active shooter environment?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Have you ever had to use the drones in an active shooter environment?
So, when you say active shooter, you're probably thinking about like a shooter inside of a building and stuff like that. We have not had to use that instance yet because we are all cops first and foremost. And if we're responding to an active shooter scene, we're going to go in and take care of business. We have had, that has happened to multiple operators on calls and stuff before. We had one up at Amazon warehouse a couple years ago. Our drone operator was actually the first on scene. He's not going to put a drone up there because the drone's not going to go stop bullets. You know, he's going to go in there and take care of that. We've had drone operators get in shootings, and which is crazy because you think, oh, you're flying a drone. Actually, it's the exact opposite. The drones are all going to all critical incidents. So we're going to every single major critical incident, whereas a patrol officer, you're kind of limited to wherever you're working. We go citywide, countywide. So in an active shooter scenario, no, we haven't. Have we flown in situations before where we were flying and officers and suspects engaged in shootouts? Yes, we have, because there's other people there, and then now the drone is being used in a support role instead. So yes, we have caught very many shootings, whether police or other way around, and it's some pretty crazy footage. But we provide a lot of intel. Yes.
Is the system at all vulnerable to laser
strikes or laser?
We haven't had anyone shoot a laser at it, at least not that we know of.
Right.
We have no idea what kind of what would happen to it if it was.
I don't know if it blinded or something like that, like it does for pilots, but if it would do...
I mean, I can imagine it damaging the optics of it. But at that point, I mean, the drone itself has so many different sensors. Like if you hit one exact sensor, okay, you take that one out, but there's so many more. There's vision sensors facing down, facing up, to the sides, and front and back, and then you have your own camera as well. So you'd have to like take 10 lasers to it and hit it exactly in all the areas to completely disable the drone.
Do you have special lighting or strobes for night operations?
Yes, absolutely. So we have to have strobes that are visible up to at least 3 nautical miles, and it's all built into the drone itself already. So those are not it. At night when we fly, I have to activate a certain button in there, and it will flash white in all directions.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I can even turn those lights red and blue, so people know I'm police if I wanted to, or I can turn it red and white so people know I'm here out doing rescue. At one point, literally a month ago, out by JIA, there's a boat ramp and basically this stream, and this gentleman, for whatever reason, I guess people like to go out and do things themselves at night in the pitch black, but he decided to launch a boat and go out there, and he was about a mile away, and his engine died. And so he was an older older elderly male, and so he obviously was stranded in the stream super far away, and no one could get to him. So we respond with the drone. We had to find him first of all because we didn't know where he was, and then, so we found him with the drone. And what we did was I would turn the lights to red and blue and be like, hey, we're here to help. And we directed fire rescue on their boats to get to him to be able to recover him safely. So
Excellent.
drones, they're super versatile. Almost any situation you can get that you can use a drone for. It gives a good bird's eye view of where we are and what we do and how it can be useful. So, yes.
Does it give you a GPS location?
Fast mover.
Yep, it gives exact coordinates. So not only that, it'll give me coordinates of where I'm looking at, and I can mark something somewhere, and it'll tell me what that GPS coordinate is too, so I can then relay that to ground unit. All right, well, that's it for me.
Thank you.